Hey guys, it's your boy Deempo. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. And today we're back with some more Arena Breakout Infinite content. This is going to be an educational video, right? This is more along the lines of the do's and don'ts of Arena Breakout Infinite. So if you're someone that's starting the game now, if you're someone that's struggling to make money, so on and so on, I will share my experience with you. So first things first, it's very important to set the record straight, right? So I've only played 800 hours of this game. So you see streamers on average will have between 1,500 to 2,000 hours of this game. I don't have that currently. Why? Because I have a very, very senior corporate role that I do, like 9 to 10 hours a day, every single day, sometimes 12-hour shifts. That's my Monday to Friday, right? I'm also married. I go to the gym every day. So this is my life. What I'm trying to say is I'm more relatable to the casual player or like people that just, like to play competitively, but obviously got also work, than to people that like say, if you play this game 24 hours a day, then perhaps this video is not for you, right? But nonetheless, I will run with you through the do's and don'ts of Arena Breakout Infinite. Like, if I can pass on this knowledge to you, then I guarantee you there'll be life will be a lot smoother for you, because this is not an FPS game. This is an extraction shooter in essence, and extraction shooters are very, very different to games like COD, right? So people come with the mindset of a COD player and then they absolutely like get obliterated, they lose all their money and then they quit the game, right? The game now is in a very good state. It's come a long way. It's still not perfect by any means, right? But don't forget, Tarkov's been out for like 8 years and that game is far from perfect too, right? These guys are out for like 8 months and they've been making strides, right? So we'll start from like the basics and then to the more sort of complex principles of the game and how you can better your gameplay.
What's bad?
My lag.
Hey, even your voice is laggy, bro.
Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you would have seen in the past I used to struggle significantly with ping. I used to disconnect on live streams. And it was very, very frustrating losing all your viewers, dropping out of games constantly, and just the ability not to be able to play with friends or viewers from across the world. Up until I discovered Gear Up Booster. So what Gear Up Booster essentially has allowed me to do is to make sure I get the best possible connection when playing on different servers, and most of all, it reduces the ping. So the whole activation process is actually fairly straightforward. All you need to do is go to their website, download their launcher, and once you create an account, you can just select which game you like to boost. As you can see here, you can add new games. For me, for example, I play Total War Warhammer 3, I also play Arena Breakout Infinite, and then you go ahead and boost it. Once you've boosted the game that you like, you can see here it estimates the ping. So essentially what it does is it gives you the servers in which you connect to. So for me, for example, is Sydney, Australia. So it goes PC, Sydney, and gives you how much ping it goes there. Now, the best thing I like about Gear Up Booster is you can see they are a legitimate provider. They have all different partners, including TSM, and they are affiliated with a lot of games. So if we go to games here, you'll see I have a lot of different options to pick with. If this is something you're interested with, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can go and apply it for a free trial. Happy hunting out there. All right, so rule number one, if you're a new player, if you're a returning player, or if you're someone that just struggles to make money consistently, guys, there's 2 modes available for you: normal mode and secure ops. And these 2 modes, you should be running them until you understand how the game works. And when I say you understand how the game works, just because you rush and you die all the time and you run expensive kits doesn't make you a good player, right? You need to understand the mechanics of the game. You need to understand the fundamental, say, core aspect of the game and what makes this an extraction shooter, right? You need to understand the rotations, the map, the angles, the weapons. So there's a lot of knowledge that needs to go into this before you can become a successful player, especially if you're a solo player, right? So your 2 avenues are normals. I'd recommend you run normal farm or secure ops. Both of those will make you an absolute bank. I made my first 70 million playing normal farm in season 0, and that was the most fun I've had in the game, right? Now you have secure ops and you can be printing cash while learning the game, and that's just absolutely wild, right? So if you're gonna be doing farms like normal farms, I'd recommend that over Valley. If you're just after money making runs, maybe Valley is the better option because there's less PvP. But if you're gonna do normal farms, you want to be running as close to a 300k mark as possible, because 300k is the ceiling. If you run underneath the 300k mark, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, because there's going to be people that are going to go there and min-max. So it's in your best interest to min-max as well, to be prepared for every occasion. 300k is not much. If you do struggle to make that, then go back to secure ops and then do normal farms if you want to change it up so it's not monotonous, right? But 300k, I've got guides out there. Go and check it out. And the best min-maxing kits Alternatively, I reckon it's even better because there's a lot more PvP. It's the Secure Ops event. I think this is here to stay. This was only meant to come at the end of this month, but they've changed their mind, and this is here to stay, I believe now. 400k, once again, you want to run chatted. 400k is great. As you can see, my kit here is full tier 4 with a H4, sorry, tier 5, tier 4 helmet with a H4. Alternatively, if you want a little bit more protection, I play very aggressively, of course, that's why on the H4. You can run an M4 with a tier 6 helmet, which is absolutely bonkers. Tier 5 armor, tier 6 helmet, M4. Still a great gun. Obviously not as good as the H4, but it'll get you there. So this is your second option. So keep smashing TV station on repeat. Why? You make a lot of money, you learn the game, you learn PvP, and you pretty much like risk losing nothing in the process. This will get you to learn the fundamentals of the game. I'm telling you, I've become a PvP demon since Secure Mode has released, and yeah, it's just crazy how good it is and how much it's going to elevate your gameplay. All right, number 2, the do's. So the do's are dress for the occasion. The don'ts are don't dress in expensive kit if you're on a losing streak, if you got garbage teammates, or if you cannot afford it. Don't do it, guys. Playing normal farm, dress for normal farm. If you're playing lockdown, dress for lockdown. For lockdown, maximum you should be running is tier 5. Forbidden, obviously, the higher your tier, the higher your chance for survival. So how do you dress up? Well, it's easy. Go to the market, and when you're choosing your helmets, what I recommend is, so say we're choosing a helmet here, never ever go for the brand new helmets, because chances are you're going to use them for a raid or two and then you discard them, or you're going to find a better helmet. Always go for like new. So you see, like new, 386, new, you're looking at 460. It's not that much of a difference, and you probably lose it in a couple of games anyway. Therefore, very rarely that you're going to get this helmet zeroed out and, you know, not really get your money worth out of it. Number 1. So if you're someone on a budget, you should be running tier 4 armor, tier 5 helmet. This is the best tier 5 helmet, value for money. It's got medium ricochet chance, a lot of health, and also it's 80 grand, right, for tier 5 helmet. Alternatively, if you're gonna run tier 6, go for the blast helmet when it's at this price. Alternatively, go for the 6 BNT. That's your second cheapest option. I don't like the Mickey Mouse helmet. I think it's overpriced. If you don't like ease, obviously there's also the Maska. The Maska is a lot more expensive than the SH60. SH60 with mask will cost you about 100 grand. This will cost you at about 170, but this is obviously the better option because you have face tier 5 face shield as well, and the helmet has more health. So these are your 2 best in slot options for helmets. For armor, if you're gonna run armor, I suggest you go to this one here, the Sentry. Once again, you can get this at a discounted price at still decent health for full less than 50k. So you're running secondhand helmet, secondhand armor. You can just pretty much go there and drop it at any point, pick up enemy gear, and walk out making a bank. If you need tier 5 on the other hand, run the H-Stack. Why? Because it's cheap, and it's an armored rig in the process as well. So it's got armor and a rig, so you don't have to spend money on a rig, right? So that's why the armored rig are so popular. Plus this one here, repair as well. This is a composite armored rig. Stay away from ceramic. Ceramic is the worst in the game. Stay away from it. Now that we got the armor out of the way, let's discuss what weapons you should run. You always build your gun from the ammo up. What do I mean build it up from the ammo up? It's like value for money. So you want to stay away from overpriced ammo like the 5.7. This is at a cheap stage at the moment. This round will go up to, this is because it's reset, right? A lot of people are selling. This ammo will go over 2k. And for the stats that it gives you, so if you look at like 5.5 A1s, for example, oops, 855 A1s, 1k a pop, it's got 47 base damage, 40 penetration, versus this round here, which is 47 base damage, 41 penetration, right? So once again, 41 with 47, 855 A1, you're looking at 47 with 40, so not much of a difference, double in price. Also, let's discuss the weapons that fire that gun. They're the most accessible guns in the game, and they come in all shape and sizes. You have an MDR, you can pretty much build this for like, what? How much is it going to cost me to build this? 108k budget, right? Absolutely budget. You can run an M4, and an M4 it's very good gun, 750 RPM, mid-high firing power. It will go to high firing power. Like this here, it's a very, very good build. And this will cost me like 170, 150, 150 for this. And this is like pretty much a top tier M4, right? So the fact that you can run top tier M4 for like 150k, it's wild. If you're someone that enjoys like a much more controllable recoil, slower fire rate, you have the FAL there. So 5.56 guys is the way to go. Prior to 5.56, I would have said go for like a 5.45 round, also a very good round, but look how expensive it is now because of the AK-12, right? The only time I'll advise you run this round is when it's down to like 1,000, 1,100, 1,500. It's not worth it. Similar stats to the A55, A1. And also the gun, the only viable gun that shoots that round is pretty much this one here, the AK-12, right? And if you want to run a decent AK-12, not a meta AK-12, but a decent AK-12 will cost you 188k. So almost as much as an M4. Same stats as this. So this has what? 84 vertical, 70 horizontal, right? And 180k. Whereas this M4 here has what? 86 with 73. So much better, right? And cheaper too. Much better and cheaper too. So 155. That's what I'm saying. Always build for the ammo up. If, on the other hand, you're a rat and you like ratting, then you also, or maybe just like semi-automatic weapons, you still have the M110, or better yet, the new rat favorite, you have the SVT. I absolutely despise this weapon. I'll never run it, but I cannot deny it is very useful because why? You know, this costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to build. You can run a red dot, you can run like a silencer on it, for like absolutely 38k a build, right? So very cheap, very efficient, and the ammo, it's very cost effective. Why? Because you only shoot 1 or 2 at a time, and you can 1 tap or 2 tap to the chest, and the ammo that it shoots, sorry, 7.6254, the ammo that it shoots is dear, but this will 1 tap any helmet in the game. This will 1 tap any helmet in the game as well, but there's a chance it'll ricochet much higher than the T7 ammo. Then you have the 7BT1 that used to be like 2k a pop. Now it's freaking bonkers. It's like almost 7k. Very, very useful ammo, right? So those are your options there. I feel like the M110 is still very viable, but it's not as good as it used to be. So once again, depends on your preference, but you can build one of these. Not too expensive at all. So start from scratch. You're looking at 66k. So very, very viable. But once again, you're facing the same issue. Why? Because the M62s now, because the FAL are worth an absolute bomb, like 6k a pop. So once again, depends whether you like semi-automatic, fully automatic, but always build your gun from the ground up. Otherwise, it's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. All right, so now that we discussed the armor and the weapons, we need to understand the current meta. So the meta will shift from season to season. The meta has changed significantly from season 0, from a place where everything could pretty much 1 tap. Now you have only certain guns that can 1 tap, and certain guns that are much better than others, right? So what is the current meta? The current meta is you want high RPM guns because the current TTK, it's absolutely insane. It is very, very sort of high time to kill. And the problem is because they fix the armors, right? And pretty much now you either, even with like M995s, it takes a lot of rounds to penetrate a T6 armor. Let me show you what I mean, right? Let me show you what I mean. So let's go here. So you want to be running guns that essentially have, godlike RPM that you can just melt opponents. Otherwise, you're at a huge disadvantage. Gone are the days when you face check someone and you get 1 tapped, unless they have extremely good aim and red ammo. But most of the time, when you sort of like going for that push, they won't have time to 1 tap you. So you want something that's gonna have high RPM, like this H4 over here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get 1 mag with 995s. Then we go ahead and equip that mag. Oh, back quickly. And I want to take that off. That on. Perfect. And we're gonna put some T6 armor on this gentleman here. So this is M995. This is the most expensive ammo in the game when it comes to yellow ammo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rounds, right? Now 7 rounds does not seem like a lot when you're firing this fast, but when the target's moving, you see the TTK is much slower than just that. Because the target's moving. So you want something that's gonna fire very, very fast. Otherwise, what's gonna happen is, look at the time to kill difference between these two guns. And this M4 is still a very, very solid weapon, but it's just that was a headshot there. It pisses me off there's no face masks here on these things. But the TTK is obviously a little bit slower, so even if it's a fraction of a second slower, fact is, if someone's running an H4, you're gonna get melted. So H4, much the superior weapon. M4 obviously not superior, but it's still a very good weapon because not everyone runs HKs unless you go into Forbidden, where people run AKs and H4. So AK is 800 RPM, H4 is about 900 RPM. Both top tier weapons. It's up to you which one you want to do. One has a harder hitting ammo, the other one has higher RPM and less recoil. So once again, you need to understand what the current meta is, and once you understand what the current meta is, you have to cater to the meta. Otherwise, 9 out of 10 times you're going to lose a fight. All things equal, if they're running a higher RPM than you, same ammo, you will get melted. Right, so understand the meta, dress for the meta. So if you're going into Forbidden, I would say run T6 with a H4 and 995s, or you can go and rat with red ammo, but 9 out of 10 times you will get clapped. That 1 out of 10 times you might get a payday. Oh, but the Impo, I rat all the time. Yeah, but how much money do you have? So that's what I want to say, guys. Alright, so we discussed the armor, the weapons, the current meta. Next, I'll be ranking the maps from best to worst for loot, right? So at this current version of the game, as at like the 26th of May, that you can only do, well, how many maps do we have? So we have 5 maps, right? So we have TV Station, Armory, Northridge, Valley, and Farm, with Northridge being the latest addition. If you're new to the game, you should be running Farm or Secured TV Station until you pick up the game. Very great for loot. You'll still be finding reds even on normal mode. Secure Ops obviously a lot better, but you might be bumping into teams. So if you're a solo, try Farm or try doing Secure Ops and pray that you don't bump into teams until you get well at the game. However, if you have a good team and you want to look to sort of like expand and you want to make some money, I would say the top map to make money at the moment is Armory. Armory has the best look. If I've not seen any stats, but from what I hear, the most secret documents in the game haven't found Armory. I found mine both on TV Station. Why Armory? Because as a solo, you can sort of get around the map. You won't get pinched unless you're inside the Armory, but even then, you have a chance of getting away. It's just a good map. You can rush the saves, get in and out. Or if you're a solo, you can just play the outskirts and still make a lot of money. Second best map, obviously. I would say tied best. I wouldn't say second best. Northridge. Northridge has probably even better loot. You have a chance of never encountering anyone. So as a solo, this is every solo's dream. I run this on stream, solo Forbidden, and I make absolute bank. So it's just a great map. We'll get to the keys later, but Northridge is number 1, Armory number 2. TV Station is great, but the keys are now too expensive. I would do this map for ranking up. So you want to be running Lockdown if you're chasing a legend. You want to hit those 50 stars. Aside from that, stay away from TV Station. The loot is not that great unless your friends are Forbidden fiends and they're just constantly rinsing teams on TV. Then sure, go do it. Otherwise, this map is good for PvP. And I feel like Farm and Valley have just fallen so far behind the pecking order, especially since you can only do Lockdown on these maps. It's not to say that they're like shit maps. They're not. They're great maps. They're OG, but the loot is nowhere near as good, especially since these maps have Forbidden and these don't. I've just been making obscene amount of money on Northridge lately, so I'll recommend everyone try it. And that brings us to the keys. Buy every single key for Northridge. None of them are overpriced. You will get your return on all of them, especially if you're running Forbidden. When it comes to Armory, even better because the keys are even cheaper. So if you got a key, Armory keys are much cheaper. 1 mil, 1.3, 1.4, and your chances to find a secret document here, I guarantee, are hard anywhere else, because from what I've heard, people just been finding 3 or 4 in a week, which is absolutely bonkers. It's always on Armory. All those crazy ass stories you hear, it's always Armory. Northridge keys are a little bit dearer because it's a new map, especially this one here, 2.4 million. It's just a little bit wild. 2 receptions, also very expensive. This one's very accessible. I've gotten heaps of reds out of it. It's just above reception. This is next to a free safe, so yeah, they're always going to be in high demand, those 2 keys. But even the sewage keys, the reception keys, like they're all good, right? They get you the keys. However, if you're going to do farm, under no circumstance buy this key. It's still the most expensive key in the game. Why? Because it has 2 safes, 10 uses, lockdown only, no more forbidden. You might not get your money worth those. So you need to find 2 reds, break even. You need to find 3 reds to get ahead. And that's just a tall ask. It is a tall ask. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's a big ask, right? So yeah, my advice: buy all the normal Armory keys, and running them even on normal, you'll get your money back. 300k, it's nothing. You know, if 15 uses, you get 20k out of it each time. You make it back regardless. So Barn, you definitely get a 1 rating, 15 uses. You'll be very unlucky if you don't on lockdown. Same with the Master. Same with the Motel. Loading, I don't know why loading has increased. It used to be 70k, it's 200k now. Maybe something's changed. Anyways, you'll make your money back. Grab it. I found thermal there before. So those are the keys I'd recommend buying. I'd say do not buy TV station keys. Just overpriced, and you're not guaranteed to get reds, even if you're running North through Forbidden. So that's my advice, guys. Take it or leave it when it comes to keys. Alright, so we've discussed state of the game, we've discussed the armor, the weapons, the ammo, the maps. Next thing we need to discuss is settings. Why is my game so bright, right? I run NVIDIA Dynamic Vibrance. It is a lifesaver, guys. I cannot longer play the game without it. Like, you need Dynamic Vibrance. If you're running a different card that's not NVIDIA, there is ways around it. I'm just not the right person to ask. But these are the settings that you want to have here. You'll see like my in-game settings are untouched, right? So this is my NVIDIA settings right here. So Dynamic Vibrance on. You also want the where is it? Power management should be on prefer maximum mode as well. I keep forgetting to flick it, but that should be on maximum mode as well. Then you also here want to have your overlays and game filters on. Otherwise, it's not going to work. If you're having issues of late, like I have been having issues, all essentially you need to do is just delete the app. Oh, sorry, uninstall the app, reinstall it. Don't delete the drivers, just the app. Uninstall, reinstall, and then everything should come back. I'll show you my in-game settings here. So that's my mouse sensitivity. Nothing spectacular. Most of the things are on stock standard. We'll discuss keybinds later. Post-processing, stock standard. Sound, this is my sound setting there, and this is my image setting here. So my FPS is capped at 140 because my monitor is only 140 Hertz. This is the screen resolution that I'm running. That's the aspect ratio. This is my settings here. So performance on scope, it's a new update that they brought in. Rest is all on low. As for the game, I'm running 110 field of view because I can see more, especially them rats hiding in bushes. The rest is here as follows. And last but not least, we'll discuss inventory management. So Avita here will sell you some extra storage. I haven't bought all of it because I'm barely like full to the brim. Even now, I'm kind of pushing with all the different builds that I've been experimenting on. You don't need all of it, but you can buy this one very cheap. Even this one now, it's 7 million. 7 million is nothing in the grand scheme of things to have an extra storage. Keychain is worth it if you're not running the elite membership. Speaking of elite membership, by the way, I have a competition in Discord every couple of months where I give away free elite membership. So now it's worth it because you're a composite case, keychain, and you can sell more items on the market. which I don't even get close to the limit these days, but that's an option there, right? So I would never advise you to spend money on anything. But if you do end up deciding to spend money on the game, Compass Case is the only thing that's worth it. Stay away from the skins, they're extremely overpriced. So let's discuss inventory storage space. I use bags. There is another more efficient way to do this. So once I finish all of these bags, so once I fill them up with cash, I'll be stacking 2 of these into so one there and one there. But the problem with that is you can only stack 3 at a time. So you want to be running the rush stack instead. Why do you want to be running a rush stack? Because a rush stack can fit 2 commander rigs. And then what I'll do is I'll grab 2 rush stacks with 2 commander rigs each, and I'll put them across here, and you're still gonna have some space left over there. So that is why you want to be running the rush stacks. Very useful and just very easily accessible. So that's why I've been saving those. So that's how you save storage space, if that's the route you want to go down. I used to keep all my scopes and stuff in these bags, but now because I'm running out of space for the cash, all these bags are already filled with money. So you can only stack it up to 3 times. Unfortunately, you can't just stack bags within bags within bags, but it's an option, right? So that is how you can get optimum usage of inventory. Second is if you're a hoarder, right? Guys, take the mags out, take that out, boom. Now your gun is only 1 slot, right? Try that again. Take the mag out, take the handle out, and your weapon is now worth it's one by whatever it is, right? Take the silencers off as well because they make the weapon extra long too. So that is how you save storage. If you're someone that has an OCD and you want to organize differently, go for it. But I usually have like all my secure ops equipment on one tab, and then all of these tabs are just shit that I need to sell. And also use the quick organize. So untick the ones that you don't want to move. Everything else can just get updated as you go. Or if you just do this, for example, then it will just auto sort it out for you. But I like to sort mine manually. And that's it. So those are the do's and don'ts in Arena Breakout Infinite. I hope that's helped you a lot, because if I knew some of these things a lot earlier, I think my life would have been a lot easier. I may have been a billionaire now. Guys, another thing to mention is, right, now you can play the game solo or as a team. If you do need someone to play as a team, join our Discord. There is plenty of people there who can play with you. I think we're sitting at like 2.2k members at the moment. So accept the rules. All the channels will open up to you, and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy from there. Anyways, I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. I hope to catch you next video. Peace.